welcome to the webinar. Hold on. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Lee Honish. Today, we are going to be talking about building expired lead funnel pages, how to bait that, how to set them on Facebook, all the variations thereof. Feel free to follow me on Facebook at Lee Honish on Facebook. All you have to do is go to the search bar, type in Lee Honish. There are two pages available for your viewing pleasure. One is my personal profile, and the other is my personal page. On my personal page, you can, this is my personal profile, and there's also a Lee Honish page. On my Lee Honish page, you can actually, there's me with my daughter. There you go, Doug. On my Lee Honish pages, you can interact with me and also get my resume and information about me if you want to find out. I'm streaming this webinar today. In theory, on my Facebook page, you can go back and check it out there. It's also available. I have a page with the most recent replay. It's leehonish.info. Everything I do today is going to be right on the screen. I don't have any presentation. So you can go to leehonish.info right after this webinar, about an hour after this webinar. I'd probably say about 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. And the replay will be available right there on this page. All right, enough of the front side. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name's Lee Honish. I am a content marketer. Content marketing is actually creating items that people want to look at that ultimately lead them to becoming a lead source. Today, we're going to focus on expired listings. The webinar that I did the other day, which again is available at leehonish.info, we talked specifically about creating targeted types in real estate, right? So let's do the quick breakdown. The first breakdown is a buyer or a seller. From there are different types of buyers. Buyers of luxury homes, buyers of condominiums, FHA buyers, right? Those are all sub-variations. Under sellers, right, we can look at all the different lead types. There are expired listings. The one we worked on here that you see on the screen is for divorce listings. We worked on that page the other day. So you can break these subcategories down. Today, I'm going to focus on one of the toughest, literally one of the toughest, most competitive lead sources to go after. We're going to use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to go after those specific leads, right? We're going to use very highly targeted information. We're going to try to keep this to as close to free as humanly possible. The only thing that costs anything in this whole process is lead pages. I use lead pages. I also use MailChimp. MailChimp has a free program that has free funnels on it. Basically, for the sake of discussion, right? Lead pages is a funnel program, right? It creates these pages that are ultimately what we call squeeze pages or funnel pages. Today, I'm going to show you how I set up my funnel pages or my squeeze pages to generate leads from expired listings. And again, if you want to go back, yesterday, which the 22nd, I did one for divorce listings that took 2 hours on a 60-minute webinar. So I'm going to try today, it's 5:08 right now, live. I'm going to try to get everything done much quicker and by the top of the hour. So I took out the beginning of what I did yesterday, but I highly recommend going to leehonish.info. And if nothing else, watch the first 30 minutes. We talk about breakdown, dynamic data types, information that you need to know. Like literally, this is about generating a phone call. So if I'm creating a squeeze page or a lead page or whatever, so what is a lead page? Just as a generic term, okay? I'm going to click on the templates in the free section. These are templates. They are designed to be devices that capture either a phone number or an email based on a specific interest. The reason I'm telling you that, your job as a real estate professional, as a self-employed individual, is to meet clients, capture their cell phone or their email based on very specific data types, and then have a conversation. As we discussed yesterday, without trying to sound like a broken record, there are 3 things that will get you your next listing. You are either likable, trustable, right? Like or trust, or an expert. Expert is the lowest on the list. Like and trust are the highest. To build likability or credibility, as I like and credibility are about the same, but like and trust, right, which equals credibility. It takes repetition. I really like to mention this. I have been working in real estate and banking since 1988. I have focused on marketing literally for the last 12 years. I've consumed literally thousands of books on the topic. Because I do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, I joke about this all the time. I am a black belt in marketing, and not just any marketing, all the marketing. I have a belt in every single type of marketing because I want to utilize those platforms for my own personal business. When I'm trying to get people on a webinar, when I'm trying to get a listing, when I'm working for a mom and pop shop that sells mattresses, I consult with multiple businesses. For the last 3 years, I have been named one of the most innovative marketers in America. And I'm going to share with you the most important piece of information that I can give you. It is, once again, for a couple of people on this call, a broken record. The phone call is the most important part of the conversion process. Even if we're talking about building funnels, let's say that you build a page that blows up, right? You happen on a data type or you happen on something that just blows up, right? They just hit it. You're getting emails. I don't care if you're buying them from Zillow, right? I don't care if that's blowing up for you either. Whatever it is, right? It's going to come down to you making a phone call or capturing that phone call and then following up with that lead. There is no part of me that believes that you can get a listing without constant repetition, which is about 10 to 15 times based on psychological studies of creating trust and like with your client. Did I cover it quicker this time, Roy, without spending 4 days on the topic? So we're going to build a lead page, and we're going to throw that bait into the water. I'm going to teach you guys how to use clickbait. We're going specifically after one type today. We're going after expired listings today. As I said before, I use lead pages. They do have a free sign up. You get the first 2 weeks free. I don't get paid anything. I probably should, as much as I talk about their company. I think they have a referral link. I just don't do it in case I'm no longer interested in it. But this is what a generic lead page looks like. Okay. So they give you basically a drag and drop template that you can create to do whatever you want. And I will give you some examples. The one we worked on yesterday was for divorce listings, right? So the first thing we needed to do was create the initial page. The initial page was then baited with an article. The article is what I then placed into social media streams. I know that sounds complicated, but it isn't. So this is the article that I used. I was going after divorced people in the city of Covina. So I made a lead page that looks like an article, and it's based on the New York Times. I actually cleaned everything up since yesterday. So this is like a carryover from yesterday, right? So these are all, is this the divorce one I did? This is your home's value, different one. My bad. That's the expired one that I'm working on for today. We'll come back to it. But we did divorce. So I'll show you what the divorce page looks like. So this is our landing page. And I did this for my client, Diana Ortiz, right? So it's a basic squeeze page. You click on the box, it pops up a box, right? It's pretty generic. I'll show you where I got the information, where I got the photos, how I set this up. Always remember to include your broker information. Please consult with your broker, attorney, CPA, whoever it is. The information that we used, their phone number, my process, and then again, another pop-up box. To get this page to be clicked on, right, I needed what we call clickbait. And the clickbait that I chose was an article about divorce. And this is the article we did. It was the 4 strategies that could make divorce settlements easier, right? And so I made this article, and then I made my own advertisement with click buttons in the middle. This is no different, by the way, than the original article. The original article itself that appeared on the New York Times, right? This is an article we use from the New York Times. The link is at the bottom, right? Works on the same premise, and I'll show you in a minute. So here's mine. It's on a lead page. And ultimately, when you click on one of these buttons, it's going to take you over to our squeeze page. I've subsequently cleaned up the squeeze page and made it a little more exact and cut it down a little bit. But this is just an article with my own built-in ads, my own built-in clicks, right? At the bottom of the page, I show where the original article came from, the original writer, and a link to that page. Here's the actual article from the New York Times. They're not doing anything differently. I'm going to share with you what I believe. There is literally no such thing as free content on the web. I don't care if you're sharing photos with your family. I don't care if you're on Instagram or Snapchat. This is all about advertising. Everything is about advertising at the end of the day. If you look closely at the top, they're advertising Vanguard with a banner ad. Same article. I don't know what this is, their picture that they used. Same article. In the middle, they've got an AdWorks commercial. Additional stories on the right, then another commercial for AdWorks, and then something for the Ridge wallet. And this is a good algorithm. They know me very well. Goldman Sachs. And what I'm looking at is an algorithm based on me. If any of you were to go into this New York Times article, the bots and the stuff that were picked up about you and your algorithm, theoretically, these boxes that are built in between the article would have things that you're interested in. This is real estate advertising. This is a men's wallet. I've actually looked at it. Goldman Sachs, who I have done stuff with. This one didn't pop up. Oh, wait, this did. What is this? Another Goldman Sachs group and additional articles at the bottom. So their goal is to get me to click one of their ads. So why wouldn't I just liberally take all of the information from here and convert it into this and just create my own pop-ups? That's what a squeeze page is. So you need an article, and that's why I use lead pages. I can create indefinite numbers of articles and squeeze pages and things of that nature. Make sense to everybody? Everybody good to this point, know where we are and understand what we're doing? Are there any questions at any time? Feel free to include those. I am happy to answer them. Got a good room. All right, let's get started. As we talked about yesterday, I had Googled prospecting letters on the internet. Good, Sharon. So yesterday I Googled, right? I tend to just do this. When I'm looking for anything, I'll go to Google and I'll type in divorce prospecting letter, right? And generally speaking, believe it or not, people will give you free templates. Here are 11 free templates for prospecting for divorces. I went through them, found the one I want. And as I was scrolling through it, I could sign up and get 5 more templates. Let's jump to my email. Well, I signed up a day ago and Emil sent me 5 for signing up on that website. And today he sent me 6. So I got, these are all PDFs ready for me to use. I can't stress this enough. Google is the best free tool on the internet. You just type it in, you can get the information, right? So I got another 10 templates, 6 templates today that I can use to create new lead pages about. And I'm actually going to use one of them. I'm going to use, where are you? I thought I had it up already. He had one for expireds right here. Not low inventory, the expired prospecting letter. And it's in PDF, right? This is free. I don't have to pay for it. So now I've got a prospecting letter that I don't have to use. So now I've got the base for making a squeeze page. I've gone through it already and roughly read it. I want to use this section. I'm familiar with your area. I've completed many successful sales in the vicinity, blah, blah, blah. Of course, you know, I have a well-established base in your area, blah, blah, blah. Selling your home is one of the most important financial decisions, blah, blah, blah. I would love to have the opportunity. It's a pretty generic expired letter. I'm not going to use the first part. which is an actual call to action for a regular mailer, right? I noticed you previously placed your home on the market. So I'm going to change that up a little bit and make it kind of aware that I know that they've clicked this way, and try to get into their head a little bit, use a little bit of psychology. Marketing at the end of the day is about a lot of psychology. And what I am teaching you is the psychology that I've learned over the last 12 years of marketing. There's a great level of psychology in marketing, right? So how do I get an expired prospect? And generally I want them from Facebook because I can qualify them better there without running an ad, right? I want them to read this letter. I want them to have a relationship with me. I want them to give me their email, their phone number, and have a conversation, right? Personally, I think the letter's a little weak. So maybe tomorrow I might go bump it up with some of my expired listing information to make it a little more personalized, some bullet points, maybe a little bit more. I think the letter's a little too generic for my taste. But for all of you watching this, either live or on replay or off of Facebook or wherever you got it from, right? I don't really care how you're watching this presentation right now. From a very generic standpoint, it's a good solid letter. It's the one I remember back in the 90s when I got my real estate license. So it's been around forever. I don't know who wrote it first. It's probably Robert Butcher. But whatever the case, we're going to use this template as the basis for our lead page. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going with a brand new lead page and doing it from scratch. Actually, I've already picked out one of my duplicates from the day before. I'm just going to show you how it works in a very simple way. Once you create one lead page, it's very simple to replace it and change it. If you want to see how to create one from total scratch, I'll say it again, go to leehonish.info. You can click on the video from yesterday. It takes that's how to select a template, starting from scratch, taking the information off, working your way up. That's great. It's just a lot of stuff. I'm going to try to clean this up so that we can get more towards posting and seeing if we can get some real-time activity out of this. So the first thing we need to do is make a squeeze page. I'm going to reuse my divorce page, right? This is a template that I used the other day, right? Did it from scratch. I'm going to share with you my template methodology. I like the photo on the right-hand side. I like having your broker information over on the right-hand side. Please consult with your broker, attorney, Department of Real Estate, Bureau of Real Estate about your license number, where it should be placed. I'm not sure one way or the other. The first point of contact is not my client, Diana. I am technically because I host everything, but my client has asked that I include her real estate license, so I will. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is do a headline. And the headline that I'm going to use particularly for this, did your listing recently expire? Are you still interested in selling your home? Okay. So we talked about this yesterday. There are visual studies on what people look at on the internet. And I'm sure you've seen this where people highlight or enlarge or italicize certain keywords. I do that as well because I believe you only have a few seconds of eyesight. So whenever I create a headline on a lead page, just like this, I'm only going to put certain words as blowups so that I can keep their eyes together. Hopefully one of you more anal retentive people have reviewed everything that I'm doing at the same time in case I don't get any of the spellings correct. I do misspell a lot. One of the features I don't like about Lead Pages, it does not auto spell. If I wasn't doing a webinar, I'd probably have my Microsoft Word open up and double check all my spelling. My brain thinks too fast to spell correctly. So I'm going to go with recently and expired, all in caps. And your home. And then selling your home. Okay, so I want this bold. I want this bold. And selling your home all in bold. And I'm going to take the word selling and I'm going to italicize it. So visually, we'll look at it from a previous standpoint. Visually, I want to make it abundantly clear why they're on the page. I'm going to give you the psychology behind what I just did. Recent, expired, selling your home. I don't want them going further. I don't want them wasting time on the page. I believe people's time is really important. So from a psychological standpoint, I'm conveying what I want them to know. You have a recently expired property. Are you still selling your home? Okay. And the idea is visually, because words that are non-bolded or non-enlarged are often overlooked and people don't really read and people don't really remember. But the way I've made those things pop, I want to make it very clear. You have a recently expired listing, and are you selling your home still? That's really what we're after, and I want to focus on those. Remove the D from expired. Thank you. Why would I remove the D from expired? Did your lease, oh, recently expire? Yeah, good eye. Good grammar check there, Dougie. Good job, thank you. And there you go. If my cat's screaming in the background, I apologize. He's a rescue and he's very needy. He just walked into the room screaming at me. I rescue cats. All right, so there's my headline. I'm not going to change my image. I'm not going to change the info about me. Got it? So the next part is I need my content. So I'm going over to my PDF, the free one that I got right here, right? I said, I like the I am familiar. Of course, I know. Selling your house, the first ingredient is to select the right, I guess, realtor. I like to keep them a little more generic, but I'll go with it. I'm going to copy that section. I'm not going to use the close letter. Yeah, actually, I am. I'm going to go back over to my lead page, and I'm going to change this section. V. Now it's all in place. I'm going to take out that. Got the copyright symbol on Realtor. I like that in bold. If you're going to do it, go all the way. If you are a proud member of the R community, in fact, I'm going to blow it up a little tiny bit. Probably take it one step up, right? The word realtor is important. So I am very familiar with your area. I don't like the way that space is. There we go. This didn't really paste well because it's a PDF, so I got to go back through and clean it all up. Ugh. There we go. Of course, we all know successful real estate, selling your home. It's one of the most important financial decisions. There are key ingredients in devising a market strategy, help you receive the full financial potential available through your sale of your home. Yeah, all right, I'm okay with that. Let me see how they broke it down on this. So I'm going to give you guys a little tip when somebody sends out a letter like this. When you are brave enough to send out a letter like this is a tested letter. So I tend not to screw around with page breaks because that means they've already tested it. Got it? I tend to stick with what they did because they've spent more money and time. So if you're going to use somebody's template at all, copy it, paste it, reuse it as a lead page, don't change it. You don't know why they did it. The only things I'm changing are the things that make this a piece of mail as compared to using it as a template. But I like the page breaks as they sit. I love the opportunity to sit down with you, present a marketing plan that will help produce great results for you. Having viewed your previous listing, see, you got to look for this stuff because it'll come off wrong. This is all I need is the final line, which is what I'm going to do. Where are we? Come on. There we are. Delete that, space that, hit return, paste that, get that lined up because that stupid PDF code isn't 100%. The reason it's making weird page breaks has more to, I know none of you care, but I'll share with you. It's just nerdy stuff about hidden code that's causing that. So there you go. It's just PDF to HTML, no big deal. So now I have a letter, then schedule my free consultation. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to leave that phone number, and I may come back in and replace this section with bullet points from Diana's actual expired presentation. But for the sake of our discussion today, I am not. I'm going to move this up to right here. I'm going to leave the pop-up where it is. Actually, probably going to drop the phone number right above free consultation. So it's all fitting in the same kind of column. And there you go. I now have a landing page for expireds. Are there any questions at this point about what we've created? Does this make sense to everybody? So what I did from the original onset was to Google mailers, right? That's what I did. This one's from theclose.com/real estate prospecting letter templates. So if you want to go to their website and grab it, midway down on the page, I signed up to get 5 free email templates, which was ultimately the reason they were giving away the templates before. They want me on their email list because eventually I'll tell you exactly what their offer is going to be. They haven't done it yet. They either want me to buy more email templates, or they want me to buy coaching or buy mailers, one of the three. But I would imagine that's the reason you're giving away prospecting letters. And they're giving them away. I just literally Googled, I got them. It's as simple as that. So I signed up and I got my prospecting letters right here. If you want to go to the website that they came from, it's theclose.com. That's where I got them from. I will probably wind up posting this email on my Facebook page. I mean, I'll in fact do it right now. I'll share it right on my Facebook page right now. I think these are all individual links, so I have to figure out how to redo that. There's not going to be a direct share page link, I suspect. Yeah, that's fine. I'll download these or figure out a way to create links for them. But you can go to my Facebook page, which is Lee Honish Monster, all one word, LeeHonishMonster. This is my business page. It probably won't be on my personal page. I don't tend to post anything business there. But if you go to Lee Honish Monster, right, for Monster Marketing, I created it. You can also click on and find out info about me. You can find out about my services. You can find out about, click the About button and you'll get my entire resume, I believe. There you go. There I am. There's my complete resume, everything you need to know about me, links to all my websites. Simple, 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 simple. And links to all my podcasts, everything I do. Okay, you guys good at this point? Are there any questions now that we have our first page? I was just kind of taking a breather here so that I could have a beverage. All right, nobody's asked a question. I am ready now to turn this page into something easy to find. Okay, so I now have my squeeze page, right? I'm going to publish it. I'm going to publish that page, and now it will be live on my servers, and now I can use the link. We've talked about this again. You can go to leehonish.info and watch the webinar replay from yesterday. We're going to mask. We're going to do something called forwarding and masking. So I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to go over to my GoDaddy account. I like URLs that are easy to remember. It's good for branding. It's good for people to remember stuff, right? So my job as a marketing consultant for people that hire me is to get them to know the name Diana Ortiz and that she does real estate and how to get a hold of her. That's it. At the end of the day, that's really what I'm hired for, right? So I'm going to go into my products. And it's no different than any of the clients that hire me. I've been hired to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been hired to do mattress stores. I've been hired to do restaurants, brokerages. All of them apply to the same principles, right? Which is the name and the brand, the location, and how to contact them, and can you capture their information? Really, that's all it ever comes down to when it comes to web marketing. So we are now on my GoDaddy page. I am going to go over to my URLs. I've been actually debating doing, I belong to another group that is a generic marketing group and that meets, and they all have different types of services. Tongue twister. They all have different services. I'm thinking of doing one of these webinars promoting my cat, just so people understand. Everything I just did would not even be different if I was creating a squeeze page for my cat, Ben. Okay. I would still put a picture of Ben up, how to get a hold of him, how to join his email list, right? Nothing ever changes in the world of squeeze pages. So it doesn't matter if you're promoting your cat or you're promoting trying to get an expired listing. It was a long explanation, but it's very accurate. So I am looking for dianaortiz.org, which should be coming up if I didn't scream by it. That does happen with me. I do own a lot. I screamed by it, I'm sure. So we'll just put them in alphabetical order. Come on. DianaOrtiz.org. Where are you? By the way, there's Ben Cat. I'm going to do that webinar. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight or tomorrow just for the sake of doing it. Maybe on my regular timeline. All right. Show the next 5. There it is. So I'm going to click on the DNS and I'm going to make a what they call a vanity URL, more or less, something very simple for the article. For the squeeze page. And I'm going to go to forwarding. All of these are subdomains. I've covered it. You can watch it on the video at leehonish.info. I'm going to add a new one. Today's subdomain is going to be expired.dianaortiz.org. So a subdomain are the first letters, right? So www is a subdomain. Does that make sense? So when you type in www.google.com, if I wanted to create a subdomain for myself, it would be leehonish.google.com. So I'm creating one for expireds. I'm going to paste in my link for that page. It's an HTTPS. I'm going to do forward with masking. Title is Diana Ortiz 213-706. This has more to do with Google search than anything else. Theoretically, that's how it should be for the keyword search and things of that nature. Expired listings. It won't work that way because the algorithm with Google doesn't, but they do ask, so I fill it out in a vain attempt that I believe that the Google algorithm will matter someday. So it'll take a few minutes, and theoretically in a few minutes, I'll show you what the results would look like. So currently I have divorce.dianaortiz.org, but this is actually just a squeeze page, as I've showed you before. Here's the actual web address up here that I've just highlighted. It's actually the listingmonster.ipages.co/divorce2 right here. That's not very sexy, and I don't want, I get hired by a lot of clients to build lead pages and to generate leads, right? Nobody wants this. They don't want it to be on my server. So I go and I purchase dianaortiz.org, which is easy to remember. And then I can create subdomains every time I create a squeeze page or a website or an article. We also have, so an article would be like article.dianaortiz.org. Here's the one we did for people that are behind on their payments. We built in ads. You click on the ads. The ads take you over to another squeeze page for an all cash buyer on the house. Pretty straightforward stuff. So this is a replicating formula that I use over and over again. We just happen to be doing it with expireds today. So in theory, .dianaortiz.org. And it's up and it's working. The GoDaddy servers are working. So here is the vanity URL, expired.dianaortiz.org. You can feel free to go visit it. And now I have a squeeze page. So here's the question. In the next 18 minutes, so that I end on time for the sake of Roy, can I create bait that will be interesting enough? Can I create enough bait to get people to click on this, right? Within 18 minutes. What I ultimately want at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, I'm going to show you what my ultimate goal is. I need clicks on my lead pages. That's what I'm after. And I need to get people over to that lead page. So everything is about lead page counts and quantity. So I need an article that I can send out on social media. And I'm going to use the same templates that I use for literally all of my articles. Okay. We're going to do basically the same thing again, except this squeeze page is to get to the other squeeze page. So this is really a 2-click funnel. There's going to be something that I post on the internet, the thing, I mean on social media. The thing I post on social media, they will click, it will land them on the article page. The article page, as we've discussed before, is just about getting them to click and to go ultimately over to our squeeze page. And the reason our funnel gets smaller and smaller, thank you, Roy. The reason our funnel gets smaller and smaller, as many of you are aware, having bought leads previously, this is about getting a very specific lead. So I'm narrowing my funnel, right? The article I want to put up should have something to do with expired listings, or at least people that are in the process of watching their listing expire. When you buy leads on the internet from Zillow or anything else, this is my biggest issue. They just send you garbage. I mean, they just send you people who click on stuff to click on it. So if you're one of those people who gets a text alert or anything, you guys know this. The leads you get for buyers and sellers from the internet from many sources are generally garbage because they're not going to this particular step of creating good bait to get them I'm not going to finish on time today either, Roy. I mean, let's just cut to the chase, shall we? So I've already done the homework of looking for an article. This one comes to us from Realtor.com. I'm going to use the top 10 cities to buy your first home in. Okay. So I like this article. I like this article a lot. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. I'm going to break it down into just a couple of parts. I'm going to use this as my main image on the article, right? And I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to make my article. So let's build my article out, shall we? All right, I don't need this. I need this. It's my expired article. And the first thing I want to do is change this picture. I'm going to upload that map that I just downloaded. I like it as my generic photo. I tend to not change the articles at all. I want all the information pretty quick. So that's my picture up at the top. I'm going to remove that right there. I'm going to drop the headline at the very top. Now, here's the only change I'm going to make. Okay, I'm going to add 2 headlines. Is your real estate listing about to expire? Might make this a little bit smaller. This is not. I'm going to take it to subheading. And then I'm going to put their actual article title here. Does that make sense? Thanks, Roy. Does this make sense to everybody why I'm doing it? Does this make sense? I want to re-emphasize that I'm after expired listing people. I might get regular people to click on this article. I might get regular people to click through. But if I can keep qualifying words like expired listing, and again, I'm going to use the same tricks here. I'm going to unbold this whole thing. And I'm only going to bold that word and that word. And then I'm going to put the actual article below. When they hit this page, it's going to have all this pretty stuff on it already, which is fine. So now I need to transport this article over. This is a pretty simple process. It's just copy, cut, and paste. You must share a backlink to the articles that you're using. That's just good practices when borrowing someone's article for your own purposes. And it is very legal to recopy and reuse somebody else's article. Just make sure to backlink it and show your work. There we go. I like that. And I'm probably going to add, I've got to figure out some kind of bait to put in here. I'm probably going to drop an image. I've already Googled images. Careful, cannot market to current listings. Yeah, you can put that on there, but I don't know how to get around that rule. It's yes, if your property is currently already listed or blah, 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 right? If you look at that letter, it didn't include that, and it should in the small print. Generally, all marketing. I don't know what the rules are on internet because you don't see it on ads already that are broadcasted in the market. I'm telling you, Zillow's not putting that up, and they have no issue with it. In this particular case, I just make sure that my clients are aware that when they do talk to somebody or their initial emails go out, Roy, So your real first point of contact as an email or a voice conversation. You find out if they're still listed with someone, right? You thank them and that's it. You're not trying to, you disclose, right? You got to use good practices. But in regards to the article, this article is just an article. I'm just running advertisement. The squeeze page is just a squeeze page. If they decide to take action, you're still in the clear. I mean, I'd have to confirm it for me in California for my client, but I think by and large, I'm safe. What I did here was I'm going to upload an image. I have already, just to save a little bit of time, Googled expired listing to see what photos come up, right? And I found a few photos that I actually like. So I'm going to use those. And I'm going to change this to interested. In finding out a better way to sell your house, click here. If they're expired, if they're clicking around the net and they are looking for solutions, I'm going to use whatever words and phrases I can. Again, this is all phishing. And by the way, I don't care what anybody says about their patented cold call script, their patented email scripts. You are wrong. They are wrong. Everybody who says that they've got some formula that always works with expireds are wrong. The truth is about going after expired listings, it's a crapshoot, right? This is like foul hooking a fish. So I'm going to change as many of these click here lines as I can. Dissatisfied with the way your property was marketed? Click here. Want to look at a different way? Click here. Anything you can do to get them to take the next action. Photos, squeeze pages, whatever. This whole thing is looking for a very specific client. I'm now going to link this page specifically up to our lead page. And that will be expired.dianaortiz.org. I'm going to save that. Now it's done. I'm not going to click and open these in a new window. I had an epiphany. For those of you who watched yesterday's video, I'm not going to do that. Normally, I like them to pop up in a different window. I've decided that I'm going to keep clicking them down a funnel. I'm taking them off what's called off their page onto a new page. Sometimes I just open an additional window and I run it side by side. But in this particular case, I'm just going to have them click down the bunny hole, as they say, right? So now I'm going to add some more of my article here. And there it is. I'm going to take the second section all the way to the countdown with their criteria. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back over to our lead page. And I'm going to paste it in. Review it, make sure it's all lined up. Looks really good, right? I want them to continue on down. That's the goal. I like this. This is a very old school article thing that I don't see much on the internet because people are already conditioned to scroll down to see if the articles continue. I still like to add continued below. I just do. That's just me when I'm doing a big piece. There's my article. There's my last one. And now I'm going to change this image. I'm going to upload another expired image that I had saved from earlier. Let's see, what else do I have? Do I have anything else that I like? I like this. It's a good one. Again, they don't have to be big and giant, right? I can do click and find your home's value, which would take, I actually have that page already set up. So now I'm creating variable messages for different types. But since I want to focus on expired listings, I'm going to find out how to sell your home quicker. It's a good message. Faster. Right? And I'm going to change this. I'm going to remove that, which is the old pop-up. I'm going to link it to a page. I'm going to paste. Ugh, my bad. Got to type it in. Link to, I'm not going to link to a lead page. Link to an external URL, which is expired.dianaortiz.org. Save. And again, I'm not going to have it pop up an external URL. I'm going to have it as just a follow hole. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know why it thinks. Oh, it's fine. Let's preview it. Let's just double check where we are for right now. If you guys have any questions, I'd like to hear them. Anybody? Feel free. So here's what the article looks like, right? There's the first part of the article. There's our banner ad. If I click on this, it'll take me over to my expired page. It's doing very good. Ooh, I like that. I forgot that it opens in an outside funnel. I have a question on lead pages versus ClickFunnels. Thoughts? I like ClickFunnels. It's Russell Brunson. They're all pre-done. You're still going to wind up writing your own stuff. To me, it's a matter of cost. I have looked at ClickFunnels. I have looked at Russell's work. I don't have any issue with Russell Brunson. I actually like him. He's a man I'd like to call mentor and friend personally on the topic of funnels. With all that said, it just comes down to cost. I'm going to carve them up and make them real estate based no matter what. I have, I would say in 99% of the time I have created lead pages, Sharon, I have never used the pre-printed materials. And my opinion of ClickFunnels is like they're trying to get you all their pre-done stuff. That's just me. I mean, the formula is pretty straightforward on what I'm doing. I don't like the way this looks. So if you guys give me a second, I would probably go back in, change these to circular and change them to large buttons because that's me. And I would also change the text size to fill the whole box like that a lot, right? My goal is I'm fishing, right? So I want to create as much impact as possible visually. So I want to go with large. I want to go, I think the circular buttons look better than the square. That's just me. I can change the color of the actual buttons each time. Might as well to break them up. I'm not a big fan of red, just for the sake of discussion, legitimately. And here's why. Red is a very dramatic color that makes people uncomfortable for some particular reason. I know everybody thinks that it's a take action color. I've read some psychological studies on red, but because I don't want to waste a lot of your time on minute details, I'm just giving you the overview. And I'm going to finish moving the article over right now. There it is, realtor.com. And these are the top 10 places with pictures. I don't think the photos are going to transpire, but we'll see if they go. I don't even need top 10 metros. Why would anybody care about the top 10 metros? It's interesting. So they only did top 5. Really? Yeah, top 10 places to buy a starter home. And it ends at number 5. What a dumb article. 4, 5, done. Oh, I see how they did it. The rest of the top 10 is right here in small print. I'm going to end it with this section. I'm not going to go beyond it because I think it's article overkill. Copy it, and I'm going to go over to my lead page. And I'm going to paste it, and I'm done. That's it. Took the photos out. I kind of figured that it would. And that's a good ending to this article. I'm going to change this image to another uploaded image. Which one did I miss? Did I get this one? No. Did I get them all uploaded? Oh, there we go. Here's another one. Here's another one that I really liked, in fact. And I'm going to copy my, I'm going to create, I guess I'm going to create a button from scratch. We'll see if I can try to copy it and drag it down, but it never seems to work on these webinars. Come on. Nope, not going to do it. This is the only problem with lead pages. Okay, so Sharon, for the sake of discussion, this is my only issue. Drag and drop is not a perfected science, not even remotely. All right, I'm going to add a button right here. And would you like someone to help sell your home? I'm going to change my button to large. I'm going to make it circular. Change the font, make it bigger. Okay, I'm going to link it to an external URL, expired.dianaortiz.org. Save. Now I can vanity URL this as well. And spell check, yeah. Or you can do like me, Sharon, just create all of your content on a webinar or a live broadcast, and people will be more than happy to review your content while you're doing it and tell you what you're doing wrong. All right, I'm going to publish this. It's all done. I now have an article that is very expired based. This question came up yesterday about quality of leads. I get this all the time when chasing after one specific type. There are people who say they get expired listings or they get expired leads, and then there are people who lie about it. My humble opinion, my clickbait is literally about expired listings. Okay? So I'm putting it in about expired listings here. I've hidden it in my article. My display ads are about expired listings. I want to test those. That works. This photo just doesn't work. I will probably go back in and change that photo. And they all work. So this whole thing is about a funnel, right? So I've created clickbait. I've created a genuine thread. I would, if we had time, and I know I've already gone over, thanks, Roy. I am now consistent 100% of the time when I'm doing a digital marketing webinar, I've gone over. But I don't want to waste too much more of your time because you have taken so much time out of your day to watch this, either on live stream or those of you that are here on the webinar. We've now created an article. The article is attached to a squeeze page. The trick now is, how do I put people onto these pages without having to buy Facebook ads? I get asked this a lot. Am I against Facebook ads? I am 100% not against Facebook ads. I'm not. If you use it correctly and you use geo-targeting correctly, why not use it, right? You can get your clicks down to, just a few cents per click. I'm okay with it. If they're going into the article and it's based on very specific criteria, why wouldn't I? I'm going to funnel the exact people that I want. The only people that are going to take this next action are people that probably are expired or are selling their house or hate the person they're currently listing their house with. I mean, I've kind of geared this two ways. I will tell you psychologically, passively, I'm looking for people who hate their real estate agents. And since I'm here in California and most of my clients that hire me in California, I can tell you this. 1 out of every 300 people in California has a real estate license. We talk about it on the coaching call all the time, right? So they're going to hire a family friend or a family member who just basically screwed the pooch on trying to sell their house because, the Zillow's estimate said I could sell it for $6.2 million or whatever. And I don't know why I did the voice there. It's not really fair to that imaginary real estate agent. But the truth is, generally speaking, expired listings are because the first real estate agent was a complete dolt and didn't know anything about marketing, didn't know anything about doing they just didn't know their business. It's not hard to sell a house, right? It's hard to sell a house correctly if you've never been taught how to do it, right? Pricing it, getting it on the MLS correctly, making sure it's on the web, making sure you've got, you're getting it out into the streams, especially if somebody's trying for pie in the sky prices. I also get that. My goal is to now find one of these disgruntled individuals, and I'm going to do it with Facebook. You are actually looking at my Facebook account. Now, because I'm a little pressed and I don't want to wait, actually, I should do it correct. Where's my GoDaddy account? I'm going to create another subdomain real quick and hope for the best. I'm going to create another subdomain, this time for my expired article. There's my article. Let us all hope for the very best, that this update's quick enough for me to use it. I'm sure it will. Forward with masking. Control A, copy, description, keywords, done. I made it expired article. Okay, got it. Save. It's all done. It's in the process. Let's go fishing. So the first place that I use on the web to get regular people, it's 6:08 West Coast time right now, so now's the right time to go fishing. We're going to go into my groups section of my Facebook page, okay? So everybody on their Facebook page has a button. I'm clicking my entire system like it's doing right now. All right. All right. So I am going to click on my groups. What you're looking at is a backup Lee Honish account. This isn't my main Lee Honish account. This is the one I use when I'm posting out material. I recommend that if you are going to post in groups the way I'm about to share with you, you should have multiple Facebook accounts. And that has to do more with algorithms on Facebook and the fact that they frown upon people posting too much in the groups, the same message. And I'm about to do that. So I'm going to post in the Covina buy sell group. So here's my big move, right? Type in the word buy sell, hit enter. Okay. Anything that says buy sell, like Inland Empire buy sell, click on the join button. It might ask you a series of questions if you want to join it or not. That's what this is actually spinning to do right now. Right? Where do you live? Walnut. Have you read the rules? Yes. Then click submit. They'll let you join. Now I have access, once they approve me, to 80,000 people and their stream. Got it? You do it for your individual markets. So you want to join all the groups within a buy sell community specifically, or you could type in the city name that you're from, right? Let's say that I'm from Orlando, Florida. I would type in Orlando and hit enter. And I would click on groups and I'd look for online garage. Here's an easy one. Orlando classified. It's 64,000 people. Click join. Orlando online garage sale. Join. Not the job one. For sale and services. Join. Online yard sale. 73,000 members. Join. So based on those 4 groups, I'm already having exposure to 250,000 people. Do you guys understand? That's how I do it. There's no secret to how I do it. Now, the mistake everybody makes when they post in these groups is to post incorrectly. Nobody in the Covina, California buy sell group, right, is looking for anything other than what they're buying or selling, right? So if you look, people are selling stuff, or they're telling you about club tryouts in the local city, right? So again, I'm looking for a very specific client. So if you want to copy my formula, knock yourself out. I'm going to start a discussion. And there's 2 reasons for it, and I'm going to share them both with you. I recently canceled. No. I recently had my listing expired. ... Read this article about the hottest markets to sell, to buy a home, ... Found my new listing, found my new hashtag realtor through this article. Thought it would help, ... Now, I'm not going to use the vanity URL. I'm going to put it right here. So what I'm going to do is a call to action, which is read article. Colon, and it's expired listing, right? DianaOrtiz.org. If I did it correctly, let's make sure it's up. Expired article. Come on, people. There it is. So I'm going to copy this I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to paste it here. Now it's going to give a preview with that. I don't care about this link because it doesn't have any photos and it doesn't look very nice. The photo that I am going to add is the one about the article. I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to post. The finished product will look just like this. So I've killed a lot of birds with this stone. Does this make sense to everybody who's watching? I'm trying to kill as many birds as I can. Best metros for starter homes. Recently had a listing expire. Read this article about the hottest markets to buy a home in. Found my new realtor through this article. Read the article. Here's the link. It might be seen as gratuitous advertising. That is a risk that I am taking, but I am looking for a very specific lead. The other move that if I was going to post this, right, is to go passive. And I don't want really people, unless people are going through trying to sell their house. So how about this? Are you trying to sell your home like me? Question mark. Top 10 metros to sell in from thought it would help those who are selling. Is that better? So where's my brain trust? Doug, is this a better approach? Which approach do you like? First one or the second one? Feel free to vote because that's the one I'm going to run with. I can control Z and get everything back. Doug, Sharon, Roy, anybody? Which one do you think is best? I like this one personally. I like the second one too, Sharon. I think it's a little more passive. I think it'll be seen not as aggressive by people in the buy sell group, right? So here's how it works. People in the buy sell groups either click on the link or they click the like button and then it'll be shared on their timeline. So I'm going to then go back to all of my groups that are buy sell groups. We've already done the one in West Covina. So I'm going to do just quickly, I'm not going to do Las Vegas, Arcadia. I'm going to do South Bay. And what else do I have? Beverly Hills, Brentwood, Chino Hills. I'm going to do as much of Southern California as I can just so we can try to get it all out there. Let's see, what else? Do I have another West Covina group? Yard sales in Walnut, Diamond Bar, good. Whittier, La Habra, Los Angeles. These are good groups. Orange County Buy Sell Trade. Ontario, Chino, Montclair. Now I'm going to show you how I post these up, and I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. The trick is not to look like a robot multiply posting. That's why I have two accounts. So I am hand posting these. So if somebody from Facebook is actually watching this right now, for whatever reason, I'm posting these by hands, and my goals are genuine. Offer to buy, sell, trade, Los Angeles. I'll do one more West. I have a lot in Covina. Inland Empire. So see all these are all groups that are loading in. I'm not going to do all of them. All right, good. We're good. So that's about 8 groups. We'll just start from the top. Hopefully it'll come up sooner than later. There it is. I'm going to start with the first one. So I've copied and pasted it already. I understand, Sharon. This is available for replay at leehonish.info. I'm just going to show the posting of this. And I'll show one more thing before I jump off. So I'm going to start a discussion, right? I'm going to paste exactly what I did before, right? I'm going to add the photo that I added before. Now, here's the other thing that I like to do. I'm going to tag the agent as well. I'm going to tag Diana in this as well. Now, here's why. If somebody clicks a like, I'm going to teach you guys Facebook phishing 101. It's a little bonus for anybody who's made it this far into the training. You'll like this, Roy. I don't think I've ever shared this. So if somebody is looking at this, right, and they click the like button, haven't I pretty much pointed out, aren't you trying to sell your home? So if somebody clicks the like button or they share it or comment on it, wouldn't it make sense for me to try to start a conversation with them on social media? Does that make sense to everybody? So I'm double dipping here. And the reason I'm doing this right now at 6:20, I'm going to be sitting here watching Avengers movies, right? Catching up because I'm going with my daughter on Thursday. So why not post up and then sit on these groups and watch for somebody to click the like button or interact, because then I can start a conversation with them and go, hey, are you trying to sell your house? What's going on? Why isn't it selling? Right? Isn't that what social media is for at the end of the day? It's a great trip, Roy. It's called Facebook phishing. And there's a couple ways to do it. You can do it with polls as well. I may share that on a coaching call one of these days. So I'm going to post this. I'm going to go to the next group. Now, the reason I include the real estate agent as part of the Diana Ortiz part, right? If they click on her name, aren't we going to find out that Diana Ortiz is actually a realtor? Aren't we now disclosing it? In theory, if you wanted to take this one step further, you would send them over to their page, right? And on her page specifically, it has, in theory, if we were following everything you were talking about, Roy, in theory, her real estate license number should be found in her about info. And I suspect that it isn't. This is why I think the internet is a little wonky. She does have it on her page. Her page is technically attached to her Facebook profile. Go figure. So now we're going to move over to the next group. We're just going to replicate the process. Every one of you can do this. All you have to do is join a bunch of groups in your local area. I don't care if you're in Orlando or Southern California. Type in the state for all I care. I'm going to start a discussion, right? If these all load, I'm just bogging down the internet so bad. I don't know how many of these I'll be able to get up before I fry my feed. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I'm going to paste, share a photo. Right? I'm going to tag the party involved. And if the party involved is you, then that's fine. Right? Tag your business page. Post. Done. Done. And I have overloaded the internet. So that's how you Facebook post. I'm not going to do any more for right now because I'm just running too many apps, including a live stream and about a dozen other things. So I'm going to turn these pages off and wrap up this webinar. The last thing I want to talk about is Instagram. I do like Instagram and I do like posting on Instagram. I also like on Facebook using your Facebook story as well. To do that, you need a meme. And as I said before, if you're having a difficulty finding a meme, just type in expired listing. As I told you previously, I've already got some photos lined up that I can use. Just make sure to backlink to your article, right? Keep it as simple as possible. Good luck trying to keep up with all these little rules. Yeah, I'm with you. I think if I keep doing this webinar long enough, Roy, I will eventually get this down to something reasonable. I'm almost at 90 minutes right now, which is a half hour shorter than it was yesterday. So I'm actually proud of that fact. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them in right now. I do like creating memes. I also use meme generators. All you have to do is type in the word, I use Meme Maker. And I said it completely. It's actually Meme Maker, but it's mememaker.net. I'm just killing the internet. We're not going to get anywhere with all the stuff I have running. Meme Maker. Sorry. Georgia swung shut from the wind. Or you can just type in meme generator. The other one I like, I don't know why it says I'm blocked. Just type in meme generator. There it is, meme generator. This is the one that I use most consistently. In fact, I will share with you some from my account. No, it's not logged in currently. But this is the same one I use, right? So I just choose a photo of what I'm working with. Doesn't really matter. And when I'm done, I just want to show you the one we did yesterday. Here's the one we did for divorce. I can do this now. I can do the same thing for same format, right? Need to sell your house. I can change all these parameters. In fact, I have to log out of this account. Hold on. I can use the one from yesterday. So I'm going to switch my accounts. This is the only issue I have with using Facebook as your login method for multiple systems. I'm going to log into my main Facebook page now. I'm going to go over to my meme maker. If it'll come up. Come on. That's what I mean. I'm just wearing out the internet. It's not even letting me open the tabs. Close that. What is now? Yeah. Good, 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 good. What the heck now? Oh, good. I've logged myself out of my live replay. All right, I'm going to click the stop sharing there. Cancel, 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 delete. All right. It'll run a little bit better for you guys now that I got turned off. All right. I was live streaming at the same time, and I think it ate up all the resources. So I'm going to log in. Of course you are. So I should have yesterday's already loaded up. Nope, of course not. All right, so I'm going to upload my image. I'm going to make a meme so I can use, see if I can find anything I like. I think the memes that I currently have, like, I think these are already good. The only difference, I might add a phone number, but these are already done and ready to go. I digress. Whatever the case, if you want to watch the replay of this video or videos like it, you can go to leehonish.info. I'll repost the video on this page. I'll probably post it right underneath this one, so there'll be two on this page. And also on this page, you can click on a button and sign up for a free one-on-one conversation with me. I know that was a lot of information, but I did cut it down from half an hour from yesterday. And below all of that, if you are interested in finding out about me having lead pages built for you, right? There's a complete breakdown of me building your lead page. I have two different programs. You do all your own posting, but I build all your lead pages and teach you how to do it, or I do it all for you over the course of 1 year. The difference is real simple. I'll build 5 custom lead pages, custom URLs, custom subdomains. You'll get 5 of them. I'll teach you how to set them up. I'll create all your custom memes. All you have to do is post them every day. I'll show you how to post them. Really straightforward. That's $9.97. Again, go to leehonish.info. If you want me to do all of your posting on a weekly basis over the course of 1 year, where it will be unlimited variable landing pages going after all sorts of different types, I'll have access to your actual Facebook page. I'll do all the posting and optimization myself. I will also teach you how to do it, right? So after the course of 1 year, you can take over, or you can hire me again to do it. That's fine. Whatever the case, you do it, it's $9.97. If I do it, it's $49.97. In either case, it's 100%. It's actually a 200% money back guarantee. I need to change that. This is a very simple guarantee. If after 1 year you do not generate any meaningful leads whatsoever and you follow and post as directed by me, I will refund 100% of your investment twice. So if you bought the $9.97 program, I'll refund $2,000. If you invest into the $5,000 program, I'll refund $10,000. I am that confident in my program. For those of you that are actually coaching students, you already know this about me. I have always put really outrageous refund policies on my products because they 100% work. And the methods that I'm teaching you all here today are exactly the ones that I do. Now, here's my recommendation. And the last thing I'm going to say on the topic. The question is, do you think that I can get you a new listing for either $9.97 or $49.97, and if that has a value to you? If you feel that the information I gave you is enough for you to go out and do your own lead pages, fantastic. But I would share this information for you. Everybody knows how to wash their car. Not a lot of people actually wash their car because they don't have time. That is my advice. If you are one of those people that doesn't have time to actually do your marketing, don't get a self-done program. Hire me to build your pages and go out and do your branding and create all of that for you. I do it for multiple companies. I'm happy to give you a 200% guarantee. You'll see the difference over the course of the year. You will actually have conversations. You will actually have phone calls. And I am confident that I will back it up with money.